to another edition of Here's Why. My name is Jimmy Talbert. I'm joined with Jeremy Kennerson, and we're on our 5th episode in our season of sales. It doesn't have to be a dirty word. And what we're covering is different strategies and tactics to help you build a profitable business in any economy. So today we're going to be talking specifically about customer service and how that can affect your business and how that can affect your sales as well. So, Jeremy, talk to us a little bit about customer service. You're kind of a customer service guru.
A guru now. That's amazing. I think it's one of the lost pillars that a lot of people don't consider as being a revenue-producing entity inside of their business.
But it absolutely is.
Absolutely. It's one of the keys. I mean, obviously you need lead generation, and then obviously you need follow-up, but you also need that within the customer service space because I think one of the most important things, this kind of goes without saying, is when it comes to customer service, like you just have to have a good product. If you don't have a good product or service, then everything else is going to go to shit in a handbag. Helen handbag? That just happened.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's standard. So, you got to have a good product or service, and then you have to be able to support the customers. Like if they need anything, you want to make it as easy as possible for them to be able to get in touch with you and get the help and support that they need so they can get unstuck. Otherwise, you're destroying the customer experience.
Well, and kind of like we talked about in the marketing episode, right? It starts, in my opinion, with the delivering and wowing. Right?
Yep.
Having that great experience right out of the gate.
Yep.
And then continuously providing value.
Absolutely. Because you want to continue that. It's like just because the sale is made doesn't mean that selling has stopped. And
Absolutely.
I think one core piece of customer service is just loving your clients. If you can love your clients more than you love yourself, then they're going to feel that, and you're gonna give, because you love them, you're gonna give them the value that they need. You're gonna give them the support that they need. You're gonna make sure that your product is valuable, that the money that they're giving you is worth what you're saying it is. So just treating people, it's a golden rule, man. You just treat people the way you want to be treated. It's that simple. And then you can obviously have more customers stay with you. You retain more customers. You have more return customers, and you're able to get more upsells,
referrals, reviews, upsells, cross-sells. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about expanding that lifetime customer value of everybody that you work with.
Lifetime customer value. Really get that into you. That's very important because most people don't think about it. You make the dollar and you move on to the next thing, and it's like increasing that customer value. You can double or triple what you're actually making from one person. Because it's a lot easier to sell somebody who already knows, likes, and trusts you than it is to go out there in the cold market and get a brand new customer.
Absolutely.
So why would we not do this? Nobody knows. Just do it. It's very important. And that way you create those raving fans, which obviously helps with testimonials, reviews, and just your total online experience, or their online experience about you.
Absolutely.
All right. So I think that kind of covers like the importance of customer service, but kind of how it relates to sales. How you could be the best in customer service is understanding the psychology of sales, persuasion, because there's a couple of different instances that you need to handle in customer service that really takes that skill set to the next level.
Yeah.
Like no matter how good we are, and no matter how much we think we are awesome, sometimes people get mad. It just happens. There's a lot of things that you could do in the customer life cycle, like we talked about in the other video, where you can create this system that delivers the product or service, continues to wow them. There's things that you could do to avoid those conversations, but every once in a while you get, let's just say, you get it crazy. It's like there's nothing you can do to make that person happy in this process, and now you're on the phone talking to this person that's upset. And being able to understand the psychology of persuasion is going to allow you to have a conversation in such a way that diffuses the situation and leaves them feeling heard and leaves them feeling actually happy and excited about continuing to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We've dealt with some crazy in our day, and not our fault, of course, ever. But it happens, and you get on a call with a random person,
and it can happen for a lot of reasons, right?
A lot of reasons.
I mean, I think of, especially as it relates to sales, because It's a big part of what this season is about.
Yep.
I think that a lot of it starts as well in that expectation process pre-sale.
Right.
That is such a huge part of customer service as well, right?
Right.
And being able to attract, first of all, your ideal client, right? And then being able to set the proper expectations to ensure that they have a fantastic experience, or at least they're getting what they expected.
Right. And when you're dealing with a larger company, you don't have control of every single person in the company.
You're absolutely
right.
right.
They have a totally different experience with someone else, and you get that phone call, and they're angry, and it's like you got to be able to diffuse that situation. You know?
Yeah.
In such a way that doesn't hurt the user experience, because you want that person to stay with you. You want that person to still know, like, and trust you to buy more and refer you and all of those good things. Now, the next piece is kind of why it's important. Like, why is customer service so important? It's because, number one, bad news travels faster than good news.
Faster than good news.
Way faster.
Yeah.
I know we talked about in the last episode, the give them the pickle, right? It's like it's so important to make sure they have that good experience to just give them whatever they need to feel like you care. And if it's giving them something to, I don't know, I always talk about value adding in sales, right? It's like, I don't need to necessarily discount and say, hey, I'm going to give you a free month, or I'm going to give you a free this, I'm going to give you that. It's like, but what can I give you? Obviously, I don't have pickles to give, but, if I can give you an extra time, or I can give you something to, like, help defuse that situation so you feel heard and, have a good experience. And value. And
I think of a big part of it as being continuous education as well. Again, I always go back to content, because that's kind of what my business does.
Yeah.
So I always think of that, but continuously educating and continuously providing value even after they have bought from you once or bought from you a few times, right?
Yeah.
And continuously providing value through your marketing efforts and through content, right?
Through content, yep. And I'm an over optimistic. I don't know if that's a real term. I'm overly optimistic. But I like to look at these things as opportunities. A lot of times when we have a circumstance happen, like somebody's mad, it's like, oh no, this is like the worst day ever. I'm dealing with this problem right now. But in reality, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to build a relationship with somebody on a much grander scale because you have that one-on-one time to work with them and show them that you love them more than you love yourself. And that is going to go very, very far if you can do that. Because you got to understand, it's not all about making money. We're in business to make money. Money is the lifeblood of your business, and it's the revenue. But if you get out of the mindset of, I'm losing out on giving this person this thing for free, or I'm losing out on the time I'm spending to wow the crap out of this person right now, and you're always thinking about the money, you're missing the boat. And if you can get out of the money aspect and get into the relationship aspect, when you're constantly educating and giving value to build a relationship because you care about that person's success more than your success, then everything is just going to fall into place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that when you are the business owner, kind of the brand is you.
You are the brand.
And so as you bring on your employees and you build these things out, being able to kind of systematize this, and we'll talk about this when we get into operations a little bit more, but systematize things so that people are having that consistent experience even as your business grows and scales. So
it's all about having that deliverability, to have a good experience, to have raving fans, to maximize not just your reputation and brand, but also your revenues. And that's why it's also important with people that you're bringing on people, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, that are going to represent your brand and you as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So we kind of talked about this a little bit. I'm going to touch just a little bit because I really want to drill it into everybody's head of sometimes to really get it, what we're talking about is to make it personal and make it like, how is it going to benefit you? Okay, well, if you treat others the way you want to be treated, you give them what they need to be happy, you make the user experience as amazing as possible to wow the crap out of them, it's going to benefit you by having more referrals, getting testimonials, getting more reviews, getting return business, and getting more upsells is key, because that obviously, like we said before, can take this one customer and multiply the revenue you're making from that one person.
That's right.
And that really helps people go to the next level. Most of the clients that I deal with, I'm pretty sure this is probably the same case for you. Let me know if I'm lying. But, it's like some people will have a really good lead source and they're making money, they're running their business, everything's going fine. But when you implement that automated follow-up, you can double a client's sales very, very easily. But at the same time, you can also increase revenues dramatically by focusing on this customer service aspect as well, which is why I think it's a lost pillar, and why it is one of the main pillars to have a highly profitable business.
Well, I mean, that's why if you go back and watch our marketing video, when we look at lifecycle marketing, it's a funnel on both sides, right?
It is.
As you're funneling people towards the sale, and then as you're expanding those revenues afterwards. So
It's like you're putting your customers through a specific customer funnel. In a nutshell.
Or journey.
I'll just say the same thing he said in a different way.
All right. So our next episode
Yep.
is going to be on operations and systems and
Processes and people is a big part of operations.
huge part.
Probably the biggest.
So we're going to be diving into that. Make sure that you tune in. And anything else that I missed here?
No, I think we got it pretty much covered. I
All
look
right.
forward to the next episode.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.